changes from summer to
fall,
early fall.
Iga Swiatek to
Last year when the
serve.
second week was brutal, it really did. Today it changed.
Ready.
For the better.
Play. Love.
'Let's see also how Samsonova deals with her first singles match out on Arthur Ashe Stadium court. Let's see if she feels comfortable out here. So important to get off to a good start, especially playing someone who's as fast a starter as Iga is.
Let's listen.
That's a big serve for Iga. 114. Her fastest serve of the tournament has been 115, so not far off. And for the very first game, Ted sends a message across the court.
Game.
Shot technical holded well.
Liudmila Samsonova to serve.
Will the court play any faster with the humidity down?
The balls will travel a little faster. And so, yeah, it'll speed up just a little bit.
15 love. Let's serve.
Have to be able to keep that scoreboard pressure with Iga on. And Iga is a fantastic front runner.
Longer walk to the towel box. Samsonova does that after every point. She's going to get to the line here with not much time.
You have to be in your sliding ability to slide, almost fall, and then immediately take off and slide again into the next shot just a second later.
Did you ever think you'd come here when that's kind of standard now?
Whew. Everybody does it.
Exactly. Good sign for Samsonova, able to hold her serve stress-free.
The depth there on the ground strokes of Samsonova, absolutely perfect. Can she maintain that?
Look at the hue in that sky.
Gorgeous.
That is. Somebody at the top row needs to turn around and do a little painting of that. There must be somebody doing it.
That's how quickly Iga moves into the court. Samsonova left one ball short there, and Iga jumps all over it.
The one
15-0.
Is there one, Lindsay, part of Iga's game that, of course, causes her to shine on clay and doesn't translate as well to the other two surfaces?
One, the movement. She is by far the best mover on that surface, and getting in and out of the corners, and also how she can transition from defensive movement to offensive movement. Now the clay helps her second serve. When she gets that kick on it, it bounces even higher up. And it gives her just a little bit more time. She does not like to be rushed. So that clay, it slows the ball down just a little bit, gives her more time to set up and more time to change her grip.
So is grass the toughest for her, therefore?
By far.
By far, okay.
Yep.
Even though the grass is not what it used to be.
But it still skids.
Right.
Doesn't bounce up. And, you know, she won Wimbledon Juniors. So everyone thinks that, okay, it's going to come one time. But every year she struggles. And you look at some of the players she's lost to. I mean, Putintseva doesn't even hit that big. And she was still late. The year before, Svitolina.
Okay. 13. First answer to some scoreboard. 15-30.
Can
I ask you, she's been so good at Roland Garros, and again, it's early, I understand, but is there a track to a career like Nadal's where it's heavily tilted to success on the one major?
Yes. I don't think she'll get to 14, that number.
Exactly.
But when all is said and done, she will have many more Roland Garroses than any other. That's why Australia's been such a challenge. It's so quick there on the hard courts. Samsonova doing a nice job here, Ted. This is the blueprint. Hard and deep up the middle.
So hard and deep up the middle. We hear that often about players. What about Swiatek? Makes that the play.
Well, it just takes her time away. It doesn't give her the angle.
Okay.
And if you go hard at her,
right
there, she can't flick you off the court with the forehand.
It's the angle.
Yeah, she does such a great job of spreading her shots, both sides, forehand and backhand. A lot of times they're equal distribution around the court. She's pretty quick.
That's what. Samsonova, who has yet to crack the top 10, rather. She got early last year, made it to as high as 12. This would be the night that
15-0.
The signature night for still a young player's career. Samsonova could pull off a win like this.
And that would be something that would be maybe her goal, her hurdle, to have this big win, to have a breakout major.
All right, 115 there. That's her fastest so far.
Let's serve.
It's two great returns by Iga. forcing the issue against Samsonova there. Both of those returns placed within an inch or so of the baseline.
Well, it's a little bit of that serving you talked about, Lindsay.
Yep.
Seeing some flashes of it.
She can hit it big. Her fastest serve of the tournament, 119. How often will she go to the fast pitch, Ted?
Mm-hmm. How many does she have in the arsenal?
Advantage, Swiatek.
Iga defends her backhand corner so well. She moves over there. She gets balls back in play. And then how about that? The short backswing just tails this one around the racket of Samsonova. Not a bad play by the Russian. But Iga doing a wonderful job of finding that little space. That's that couple of heavy shots right to the forehand wing of Iga, and got a couple of mishits there.
Man, I love that. That's a great shot. Gosh, yoga professors all over are ecstatic when they see that.
Oh.
Actually a game point for Samsonova. Samsonova holds for 2-all.
2 games all. First set.
And a reminder that as this second week plays along, and of course it's not just towards the end for singles, but the doubles are starting to get serious, and even the talented juniors are playing today. My partner has informed me of that. You can stay connected to the U.S. Open on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp, and if there's probably 40 more platforms of which I'm not aware, but you can join the conversation with hashtag U.S. Open.
How many of those do you have, Ted?
Oh, 0.2. I've never ticked the talk.
Thank you, sir.
Never. That's a U.S. Open moment. The #1 player in the world waited for the courtside service to be completed of the lobster rolls and melon balls before she served. That's a class act.
How times have changed. Here we go now, a little opening here for Samsonova. Ted, she's held her ground here beautifully in the beginning part of this match when sometimes Iga can really run away. Saved the 2 break points that she's faced so far, and now threatening Iga serve.
The longer you stay in it, the longer you make number one think.
That ties the unforced error count of these players at 8. Got to take your chances if you're Samsonova, Ted, but you just want to make sure if you're making an unforced error, you're really getting your money's worth. You're really going for something. And that wasn't the case on the last forehand.
Placement 94 on that serve, and it worked for Swiatek, so she holds.
By 3
stay on
games
serve full night. This first match, and then Jannik Sinner to follow against Tommy Paul, so it is number 1 night in Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Wait, please.
A couple of big matches coming up, Ted, for the American men. Tommy Paul tonight, Taylor Fritz tomorrow in the afternoon versus Sasha Zverev. And then at night, big foe.
Yep. Tiafoe Dimitrov will be the second match on Tuesday night. After the, well, would you guess it'll be another slugfest between Zheng Qinwen and Aryna Sabalenka?
Won't be many rallies over 9 shots. Let's just say that. What time did Zheng finish last night? Was it
15:20?
2:15.
2:15. Wow. Oh, big challenge for her to just recover.
Oh, it is. It was interesting, and they made an issue of it being the latest ever women's match to finish, and they don't seem to make that issue when the men play till 3 in the morning, which has happened here too often through the years. Share the burden. And it's not good for anybody.
Exactly. That's the bigger thing.
Yeah.
And there was supposed to be a push to try and stop that. But when the night session starts a little late, Ted, oof.
Well, I was here for the first match yesterday, which was almost 4 hours between Rublev and Dimitrov. And all 4 matches on this stadium court yesterday were long matches.
Yep. Even Gauff and Navarro.
Yeah, there was 3 sets.
Yeah, exactly.
And Tiafoe played 4. It was a fairly good length of 4 sets. I think I would just personally offer one idea, which is you need to start early. This noon start is clearly not working.
Yep.
So if you push back to as the other majors.
It's so funny. The other couple days they were done at 3:20.
I understand.
Yeah, no, I know.
And today, I mean, look, today you had the flip side. You had ridiculously uncompetitive match on the men's side.
Samsonova.
This is 3-all now. And you were here playing very much, but I was
all.
sitting in the stadium in Armstrong, actually, when it started. What made the U.S. Open a lot was the uniqueness of the late night match and the atmosphere. And it was when it was unique, when it was an exception. And sadly, now it's more becoming a rule, and that's the problem.
Yep.
It's okay to me when it happens once as an exception or twice. But when it's 6 times in a major, and you're right, it just affects too many players.
You know, it used to be 3 matches from 11 a.m.
Yes.
And at one point, the USTA slipped that extra day session match out. And
well, I think it was to ensure
yep.
that you can change the stadium over
yep.
in time for the night match. And that's where things went off yesterday, because you had 2 very long day matches.
Oh, come on. That is so hard to make. Off her back foot, 7 feet behind the baseline, and still is able to curl that off the court.
Smack on the sideline. That's a number as we wind down into the second week with the surviving players. The winner count goes up. Had a lot of matches, feels like, where they've been far more misses than makes.
There's another winner for Samsonova.
30-15.
For the tournament, you're talking about winners to unforced errors. Samsonova came in here, Ted, -7. 85 winners, 92 unforced errors. Iga was in the plus with 62 winners and 56 errors.
Yeah, I haven't seen very many in the plus.
Exactly. I was going to venture a guess that Iga might be the only one in the plus. Maybe there's one other. Tonight for Samsonova, again, 4 winners, 11 unforced errors. So got to clean that up. And it's tough to hit winners against Iga. No question about it. With her speed, she puts her racket on a lot of those shots. But again, you got to get your money's worth with an unforced error. Don't want to make these rally ball errors against the world #1. Can't afford to.
Well, that's the second time she's hit that serve. Less than 100 miles an hour, but a slicer right on the tee.
Still on serve. By 4 games to 3.
It's the first time. She has played America. She just beat Ashlyn Kruger on one of the outside courts in the last round.
You can take a seat.
She talked about it. The energy, as difficult as it might be to play an American here, the energy's great.
30 love.
That's another component, Ted, is the free points off the serve. You don't have to work point after point. Just give yourself a little bit of a reprieve, a little bit of a breather when you can get some free points. Not easy against Iga.
This kind of thing's not easy either against Swiatek. You get a hold of love. Second one for Samsonova.
4 games all. First sets.
One game, Swiatek had that chance, 2 break points. Other than that, Samsonova has had 3 pretty easy holds.
Just got to make some inroads returning, right? And she had the love 30 in the one game.
There we go. Jason Sudeikis in the house. Just made a lot of people happy this past week. They announced another season of Ted Lasso.
How hip you are, Ted.
How many years have I known you? It's the first time you've ever accused me of that.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. They're, don't know how much he's going to be involved in the new season, but some of the familiar characters will be.
Let's pursue.
Iga's mixing up her serve well tonight. Serving at 70%. It's pretty good considering how fast she's going.
Average 102. What? That be a good average for her?
She mixes in those sliders.
I was going to say,
and
she's had a couple
that's what brings
of them,
it down.
Right.
Exactly. She's gone as high as 114, but I love the variety.
She's had 2 aces as Swiatek, and they've both been on those 94 to 96 sliders.
And that's what makes her an effective server, Ted. She has the kick, she's got the slider, she's got the harder serve, she's using body serves. That was all part of the plan this year, is to get the serve to be more versatile.
It's a compliment. She's a 4-pitch server.
Yeah.
Swiatek holds, so she has not yet given Samsonova a look on her serve after 5 games. Samsonova has only lost 6 points on her serve. 4 of them were in 1 game.
Let's second serve. Love 15.
Look at that. 2 errors in a row from Samsonova. Pressure on her in this 10th game.
Example there when you talked about Swiatek. Movement.
Love 40.
Wow. And 3 set points. Days we used to call that the Sampras break, didn't we?
6 games to 4.
Just go along, hold your serve every time, and break at the very end.
Until it counts.
Exactly.
A lot of work that Swiatek and her team are constantly putting in her game, Ted. At the end of last season, she finishes the year #1. She changed her service motion. They are not satisfied with just being at 1 and always working on trying to get everything better. And a year later, remember last year she lost to Ostapenko here. She's a better player 12 months later.
That may be the best compliment you can pay somebody that's already won 5 majors, #1 in the world, has a chance to be year-end #1 for the 3rd straight year. That she's a better player.
Very driven, always working on things, but they keep it pretty close-knit, but they do a lot of work, a lot of analytical work. No major injuries the last couple of seasons. That, of course, helps. can spend a lot of time on the court. Obviously, every player's dealing with injuries kind of week in and week out, but nothing that's kept her off tour for any significant period.
Game, Swiatek.
Think about Swiatek's standing as number one, Lindsay. She's already in the top 10.
It would be at this stage of the season. It's getting to the point where it's almost confirmed that she'll end the season one. Over 3,000 point lead. Yes, there's still a lot to play for, but if she stays healthy, it's just her consistency and the ability to win titles on all surfaces, but grass yet. The big title there is obviously something she will work towards.
Love 15.
All right, well, here's the early telling moment for Samsonova. She can't get down right away.
Well, Swiatek has been on a run. The last 15 minutes or so. She's won 13 of the last 16 points, so Samsonova's got to click back into gear here. One of the longer exchanges at 9 shots. Haven't been tons of long rallies. Oh, look at that. It's so good. Ted, you can hear the steps. She moves a little bit like Steffi. Yes, Steffi likes to move to her left and get more forehands, but the little adjustment steps, always looking to see if she can take a couple of feet inside the court. Can I get the ball any earlier? Do I need to adjust? She's always moving.
What a finish on the 18th shot. And contrast there you see, as difficult as it's been for Samsonova, that's 10 winners now for Swiatek. So there's the crisis moment now for Liudmila Samsonova.
15-40.
Swiatek got it back. One ball looked long, didn't it?
Swiatek leads by 2 games to
And right off the baseline.
Yeah.
Ted, sometimes you just have to say, wow, too good.
Too good, yeah.
We're saying,
Yep.
how can you beat Iga? The fact is that when she's playing at a certain level of her ability, no one can beat her. You can try and do things to disrupt her and try and get her a little bit rattled, but on a night like tonight, she is not rattled.
So on the year-end #1
15.
issue we're talking about, Swiatek with a good chance to make it 3 straight this year at just 23 years old. Pete did it 6 just to get the number right.
Yeah.
And I have to acknowledge Novak last year, 8th time.
Wow.
Djokovic, 8th year-end #1. Jimmy Connors 5, Federer 5, Nadal 5, Pete 6, Novak 8.
Let's. The serve.
Will Steffi be the all-timer on the WTA side? And the answer is yes.
I was wondering that one.
Steffi 8.
Oh, it's amazing.
Martina 7.
Jeez.
Chrissy and Serena 5.
Amazing.
And my wonderful partner 4.
That's out.
Tremendous company to be in.
There's that changeup, Ted. Out of nowhere, 88-mile-an-hour wide. Gets the free point off that.
That's you.
Deep if you're the opponent. I mean, how many of these balls is Swiatek hitting that are lined on or brushing? This one catches the outside. Man, look at Samsonova. Come on.
Just amazing to get that ball still to go off the court from where she hit it and hitting a backhand.
doing exactly what you'd expect now, trying to grab this match.
Swiatek leads by 3 games
it.
to love, second set, and by 1 set.
Samsonova hung in there right to the end of the first set. But that start to the second set has put Swiatek in control.
And now or never for Samsonova.
Yeah. So, Lindsay, do you think like a Martina Hingis looks at Swiatek and goes, if I had just had that little extra juice on my ball?
100%. I mean, Martina did everything great. She was just not as powerful as some of the other players in her generation. And oh, by the way, she still did amazing. #1 in singles and doubles. Something like 5 or 6 majors. I hope I didn't sell her short there. But it turned into more of a power game with Venus and Serena.
I still think when you were there,
Love 30.
I sat courtside at Wimbledon. I think the day that changed the guard was the 2000 Wimbledon quarterfinals. Venus beat Hingis. And it was really because then it was kind of Venus's arrival, that match, when she finally beat Hingis, who, as you said, had like a 2 or 3 year run at the top.
Yep. This match just got away from her in such a hurry, Ted. Played so well those first 8 games. And then when Swiatek was able to raise her level, Samsonova just couldn't keep up.
Puts it away.
30-40.
What's been a rare winner, just her 6th.
Juice.
110.
Ladies and gentlemen,
save that one.
To both players, please remain quiet during the service motion. Thank you.
3 of the most useless words ever said at the U.S. Open.
On
Please
this
remain
court?
quiet.
Never.
Samsonova.
The quiet question is interesting. It seemed to be that way during many of the Olympic matches at Roland Garros, where it's a different crowd. Sports fans versus perhaps tennis aficionados, and the protocols are a little different. And there was the same during Mary, of course, our colleague who's calling them. I was watching a couple in Paris, and you could hear there was more of a murmur. And people just not as accustomed to the tennis protocol.
And how the players deal with it,
Sort of the same thing. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Sort of the same thing at the U.S. Open, I think.
Let's serve.
I'm sure there are some that didn't, but for the most part, especially, well, we'll wait till this point.
Oh, wow.
The comments I was able to hear from tennis players and then from other athletes, everybody was just happy that fans after 2 Olympics marred by COVID.
You see what a great reception the Paralympics are getting.
Yes.
That's amazing to see that. The stadium's just packed. The Paralympics began a few days ago.
Paralympic question, as I saw much of it prepared while I was there, but I can't speak for other countries in the world that may be listening to us, but in the United States, far more television coverage than ever before of the Paralympics.
Yeah. Because of that, the U.S. Open does not have the professionals here for the tennis wheelchair.
Oh, for the wheelchair competition.
Of course, because they're there.
That's
they
smart.
do have a junior event here, but the USTA still gave the players in the wheelchair that had qualified prize money. This is a big one to miss out on.
That's actually great. Great call, Lindsay. I didn't know that.
Advantage, Swiatek.
Oh. Number ones and champions have a real heartless streak in them. They just reach across and snuff and snatch the spirit right out of you. And yes, I'm looking at you, Lindsay, when I said
No, don't do that.
You're so nice otherwise. You feel like that's what Swiatek's doing here.
No.
That didn't miss by much.
She shows her opponents every single game that she's in it. You never feel secure when you're playing Iga.
Advantage, Swiatek.
Well, all of a sudden in this set, those love holds that Samsonova had in the first set, gone. Way to have it go. Over 9 minutes in the game, and a double fault finally puts Swiatek on the brink.
4 games to love. Second set.
Still a big match to come later tonight, Ted. Yannick Sinner and Tommy Paul.
Yep.
Maybe it's
what's your
that doesn't
feeling?
play till 2 a.m. because that could be a long one.
Well, if Tommy Paul's on his game, his last match was not quite there. This match is more Tommy Paul. Could be.
Yeah. Well, they're going to not start too late, though.
Right, exactly.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready.
Swiatek, and then the shot she produces.
15 love.
She's so quick off the mark, explosive mover.
Look, yeah.
But you're right. There's one thing to get there, and then do you have the hands?
That's a terrific word, explosive, because she was standing still when that dropper came.
13 love. Love. $40-50. Swiatek leads by 5 games to love.
Look, a formality as Swiatek storms out 5 love in the second.
Really just say goodbye officially. And they're through to the semis.
Is that they're in the semis?
In the semis, 10-8 over on Grandstand. The place was going crazy for them. The energy has been unmatched this year.
It's hard to have this, for me to put the same legitimacy on a mixed title as the others because they are sort of pickup teams, but I can't deny the entertainment. The entertainment value is terrific.
Taylor and Donald growing up together as well. And it's just absolutely awesome. Taylor Townsend still live in women's doubles. Plays tomorrow.
With Senyakova, right?
Yep. Take on Schurz and
15-all.
I think mixed doubles in tennis is leading the way to other sports. I really believe that. And the fact that mixed doubles, which has always been a part of the majors in tennis, but it's because it draws such terrific fan interest. It's forcing other sports to understand that
13-15.
having the genders compete together is very cool.
Yeah, actually a little bit of disappointment for Iga Swiatek when Hubert Hurkacz hurt his knee at Wimbledon and had to withdraw from the Olympics in Paris. They really wanted to go after that mixed doubles gold medal or any medal.
40-15.
Swiatek. Samsonova may get her game in the set.
Well, Ted, maybe not. She had her game points here.
This feels like the last Samsonova service game. Greats in this sport.
Advantage, Samsonova.
It's about Rafa being a lead example. And in my baseball years, people who played against him told me Pete Rose fit this too. Never took an at-bat off.
Yeah.
Rafa never took a point off, no matter what the score is.
Let's first serve.
Samsonova to get a game in the second set. And now just what Samsonova really wanted to hear. New tennis balls. Swiatek serves for the match.
Second set.
And a quarterfinal spot. One element of Swiatek that helps contribute to those year-end number ones is that she's not been prone to the early round loss in majors since she started in 19. She's made the most round of 16s on the WTA Tour in the majors. 16 of them now. Round of 16s. And serving here to win her 57th match of the year, which is easily in the lead on the WTA.
But amazingly, Ted, twice this season out in the third round, both the Australian and Wimbledon. Noskova got her down under, and Putintseva got her at Wimbledon. It was 2022 where she was able to win here and end the season with 2 majors. It has been a huge goal of Team Swiatek to try to get other majors, either an Australian or Wimbledon or another US Open. So it's her last chance this year.
15-30.
It was an eminently whackable serve, and Samsonova did just that.
Thank you.
That's tough.
Juice.
When you like it very controlled, and some fans getting a little rowdy there.
Third ace. That one had a little more stick to it. 108.
Send match.
And Swiatek is in the quarters.
2 sets to love. 6-4, 6-1.
Pretty thorough, Lindsay.
She stepped up her game again, Ted. Another level as she looks to try and win a second U.S. Open title. Samsonova, good run here, but